Thanks, group. Thank you. Thank you.
When faith collides with command, the chain of obedience can suddenly fracture. The Catholic Archbishop overseeing the Church's work with U.S. military personnel is now issuing a stark moral warning. Archbishop Timothy Broglio says it would be morally acceptable for U.S. troops to disobey orders that violate their conscience. Speaking to BBC News, Broglio said he fears service members could be placed in situations involving what he called morally questionable commands. The Archbishop, who also leads the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, warned that obeying such orders could put individuals in untenable situations. He did not specify which orders might qualify, but his remarks come amid heightened tensions over President Donald Trump's use of military power. Trump has openly discussed deploying troops onto the streets of U.S. cities and has repeatedly floated the idea of using force to take control of Greenland. Earlier this month, Trump told the New York Times that he is constrained only by his own morality. Broglio pushed back on that notion, arguing that international law and personal morality must work together. He said it does not appear reasonable for the United States to attack or occupy Greenland, which is governed by Denmark, a NATO ally. The Archbishop noted that the U.S. already has treaties allowing military installations in Greenland, making force unnecessary. It would be different, he said, if the people of Greenland wanted to be annexed, but taking it by force doesn't seem necessary. Broglio is not alone. Other senior Catholic leaders have recently raised alarms about the direction of U.S. foreign policy and the Trump administration's immigration agenda. The debate echoes a broader controversy from earlier this year, when Democratic lawmakers reminded troops of their duty to reject unlawful orders, comments that drew sharp backlash from the Trump administration. 6 Democrats, Senators Elissa Slotkin and Mark Kelly, joined by Representatives Maggie Goodlander, Chris DeLucio, Chrissy Houlihan, and Jason Crow, released a video reminding service members that they must refuse illegal orders under U.S. military law. Their message was simple: our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders. You must refuse illegal orders.
I'm Senator Elissa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris DeLucio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow.
I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
Who take risks each day
To keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
like us. You all swore an oath
To protect and defend this Constitution.
And right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad.
But from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law.
Or our Constitution.
We know this is hard.
And that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
In the Army.
Our Navy.
The Air Force.
Your vigilance is critical.
and know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
Our Constitution.
And who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
That backlash included the Pentagon demoting Senator Mark Kelly from his retired Navy rank. As global tensions rise, the Archbishop's message is clear. For soldiers, conscience may matter as much as command.
I think it's very, very important. Right now we are talking about a situation about the world order. Respect for national territorial integrity, respect for international law.
A stark warning from the Arctic as Greenland's leadership tells its people to prepare for the unthinkable. The self-governing island says it must be ready for a possible United States attack following renewed claims on the territory by President Donald Trump. Speaking in the capital, Nuuk, Greenland's Prime Minister Jens Frederik Nielsen said contingency plans are being drawn up to safeguard daily life if tensions spiral. He confirmed that a special task force will be formed to help residents brace for disruption, stressing that while a military confrontation remains unlikely, it can no longer be ruled out.
I think it's very, very important. Right now we are talking about a situation about the world order. Respect for national territorial integrity, respect for international law, that's what should unite all of the Western countries with a well-going democracy, and also the European Union. We have been so happy and glad, and I stated today, we are thankful for the support from all our allies, all the countries of the European Union, for stating and constantly saying we need to respect the world order. International law is not a game. And if we don't do that, of course alliances will fall. And that will be very bad in the way the world is developing now. We have been a close and loyal ally to the United States, to NATO through many years. We can do lots more in that framework. We are willing to cooperate much more, but of course in mutual respect. And if we cannot see that, it will be very difficult to have a good and reliable partnership.
The warning marks the strongest response yet to Trump's increasingly aggressive rhetoric over Greenland. Finance Minister Mute Burop Ejede said the island is under intense pressure and must be ready for all scenarios as officials work on new emergency guidelines for Greenland's population of just 57,000 people. Those guidelines include a recommendation for residents to stockpile food supplies for at least 5 days, a move that underscores the seriousness with which the government is treating the situation. Tensions surged further after President Trump posted a striking image on his Truth Social account. The image showed Canada and Greenland colored in the red, white, and blue of the American flag with no caption but a clear message. It appeared as Trump renewed his push to acquire Greenland, describing it as essential to American and global security. The post landed as Trump's disputes with key European leaders intensified, including a growing rift with French President Emmanuel Macron over Greenland, the war in Gaza, and trade tariffs. Trump has long argued that the United States needs Greenland to counter Russian and Chinese influence in the Arctic. He has repeatedly floated the idea of purchasing the island from Denmark and has refused to rule out the use of force, saying the issue may ultimately have to be resolved the hard way. Last week, the US president escalated the standoff by announcing plans to impose new tariffs on European countries that oppose his Greenland ambitions. Denmark, Britain, France, and Germany were all named as potential targets if a deal is not reached. Denmark has responded by increasing its military presence. Additional Danish troops arrived in Greenland on Monday as part of the International Arctic Endurance Exercise, launched amid growing concern over Trump's statements. Despite the heightened rhetoric, politicians in both Denmark and Greenland insist there is no immediate threat from Russia or China. They say they remain open to cooperation with Washington on security matters, but draw a firm line on sovereignty. Rasmus Jarlov, head of Denmark's Parliamentary Defense Committee, said discussions on mining projects or additional US military bases could be possible. But he made clear that handing over sovereignty and tens of thousands of Danish citizens who do not want to become American is not an option.